weekend off of House of Balloons. Do you want a drink?
No. Are you gonna do the IG live again or no?
Yeah, set up that IG live, baby. No, that was the weekend. Loft Music, House of Balloons, classic R&B album. Changed a lot for me.
What did it change for you?
Huh?
What did it change for you?
My liking of R&B, honestly. Like that album was the first one that I was like, oh, this shit is fire. And then I started listening to more R&B and found more fire shit. You know what I mean? So I attribute my my love for R&B to House of Balloons. It has a special place in my heart. But yeah, so now that we wrapped up love, I want to take into a couple things, and this is actually and I'm gonna present this as a new segment because Tony does this thing that I love. Tony does many things that I love, but this particular thing that he does that I love is, I don't know if you ever seen Tony get into a subject, but if Tony gets into a subject, he gets into a subject. It's like deep dive city. Like, he's gonna spend the next 3 weeks fucking going ham, researching it, looking up every website, looking at every fucking thing.
Hold on, it's not letting me do live.
What's up?
You've exceeded your live limit.
Nah, let me see. You're on the wrong page, bro.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, so he does this thing where like he deep dives into topics, and the other night.
Oh wait, I can't go live. I need notes.
Oh, okay, so fuck that. So I'm in bed, and my bed faces the living room, so it's like I could hear everything this nigga's watching. So I'm in bed, and I hear this nigga watching the fucking OJ shit. Mm-hmm. Have you gotten a chance to watch the I
haven't seen it.
The Lost Confession tape. So I hear this nigga watching the shit, and the next day I'm greeted with a bunch of excitement over this fucking OJ shit. Can you give us a little background on this fucking
I mean, you saw
interview?
it. You saw it yourself.
I did. I saw it, but
I mean, there's no background. Like, it's just that it just made me feel like, you know what? A lot of people thought he did it. A lot of people didn't because of the whole race thing. Mm-hmm. But you watch that tape and you're like, yo, this fucking guy did it.
And what convinced you in that tape?
His laughing for when questions were asked, his mannerisms, on just speaking about it.
Yeah,
like someone that lost the mother of their children, his ex-wife. He just for humans. Like, when you hear about this and you see this, you just don't react like that.
Yeah.
The way he was reacting.
So you're judging it based on his reaction, like
his reactions, his answers.
Yeah.
A lot of his answers about I can't bring it up word for word. Yeah. But it's just like watching it and just seeing it, and then basically how he reacted to everything.
Yeah, I mean, I saw most of it, and I saw a clip where he started talking, and he's like, what? You know, it's funny how, and that shit gave me pause because I'm like, no, OJ, it's not funny. There's nothing funny about what you were about to describe.
He's laughing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yo, you know what though? To be fair, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here with you, all right? I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and the reason I'm gonna play devil's advocate is because I'm with you. I think OJ did it also. I think he got away with murder, and I'm very much with you. But I am gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. Sometimes people laugh out of nervousness.
I get it.
Sometimes people laugh out of uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
Sometimes people laugh out of pain, out of sorrow. People laugh for different reasons. You understand? So it's like the situation. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't see it.
So basically, it's based on I think in like 2005, 2006, around that area. He got together with a publisher
to come out with the book. If I would have done it, this is how I would have did it. If I did it
or whatever. So this was like an interview that was a press run for that book. So in this interview, he's kind of going over everything that's in the book, where he's talking about if he would have committed the murder, this is how he would have done it. Now, my whole shit is that if he's there and he's laughing, like, think about the absurdity of that situation. Think about being in a situation where you were accused of killing your ex-wife and her friend, and the mother of your children, and you were accused of killing her. You were acquitted. You were crucified in the court of public opinion, where a majority of people feel like you did it. And in a money grab move, you write a book talking about how you would have done it from the first person, right? And motherfuckers are interviewing you about that to hear your story about how you might have killed this woman if you did it.
So it's like a confessional tape, basically.
But this is an absurd fucking situation. Like whether whether he did it or not, right? Like if he didn't do it and he's doing this as a money grab, that is an absurd situation. So
do we know what his kids feel?
The laughter itself feels like it. How do you know that it's not from just the absurdity of the situation? How uncomfortable it is to be there detailing how you would have killed your wife.
Yeah. No, wait, is that a question?
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, like what? How do you know that he's not laughing out of just the awkwardness of the situation, and he's laughing because he's guilty?
You don't know. But like after watching this, that right there made me deep dive into the whole situation and do some research on the whole case and watch more television shows about it. And it's like, it's very everything's just so clear that that he got away with murder, basically. And it's like he had one of the best defensive teams behind him at the time, and money really does help. And status.
Money helps a lot.
And Johnny Cochran.
Money helps a lot. Money does help you a lot.
Yeah, because if OJ was just could he really afford those lawyers if he wasn't the juice?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. But at the same time, it's I feel like he was acquitted though. So do you think he was what do you think got his acquittal? Why was he found not guilty?
Because
if it's so obvious that he was guilty.
Jury, because there is a question about it. If you have any, even if it's just a speck of doubt, you have to acquit. Okay, you have to. Just even if it's just you don't catch it very concretely that he actually did it, then you have to acquit. Yeah. So because there was one, I believe it's because of the glove. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But more than that, this was a heavily racial war in that courtroom.
Yeah,
because what I think helped them a lot too was that that whole detail they found about the racist cop, and they got his tape recordings of what he was saying.
Well, what was he saying? I'm not familiar with that.
Actually. I can't recall.
But he was just saying racial.
Yeah, I think he said the N-word.
Yeah,
and he
what word?
The N-word, nigga. Yo, later, dude. Not nigga. You gotta with the hard ER.
Oh, is the hard R? Oh,
yeah. I know, and also when you're complaining about someone using racial slurs, you gotta say the N-word. You can't say
the actual word.
Yeah, because then it's wait.
Even if it's something that you use constantly.
I don't use the hard ER.
Yeah.
Well, not the hard ER. No. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware.
I wasn't aware. I apologize. Apology. I apologize. You're about to get hit with that beige rage, bro. So what was the most interesting thing you found out about this OJ case that we might have not heard of?
Well, I came across a video from BuzzFeed. It's called, they titled it The Overlooked O.J. Simpson Theory, right? Okay. And it's subtitled, Does Football Lead to Violent Behavior?
Okay.
And if you can play that video, they'll explain it a lot better than I can.
So you want me to just play it back from here?
Sure.
Well, it's a good thing we got the video queued up.
Yeah, and it should show up right there.
Right here?
No.
With the seals? Where? Here? Where? Here?
No, right next to your ear.
Right here? Yo, right? Boom.
Yeah. There you
go. What do you know about chronic traumatic encephalopathy?
Encephalopathy.
You got it.
All right, yeah.
It is a disease.
Oh, is that the thing that football players get?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I've heard about that, yeah.
So it was discovered by a Dr. Bennett Omalu, a forensic pathologist. He first diagnosed it in 2002. I talked to him on the phone, and here's what he said.
God did not intend for us to play football. Traumatic brain injury of all types would increase any individual's propensity to engage in violent and criminal behavior.
So it's caused by traumatic impacts to the cranium, and it results in a protein buildup in the brain's blood vessels, which affects cognitive function and can even lead to loss of neurons over time. There are no visible symptoms, but as the proteins continue to build up, the disease can affect behavior in the following ways. It can cause depression, mood swings, violent tendencies, and criminal behavior.
Interesting. There's no way to test for that?
At this point, it can only be diagnosed after death because they have to cut up the brain.
Oh boy.
So in the past 5 years, there are 3 former NFL players who committed suicide.
It sounds like the whole
had
CTE thing was what happened to him when he actually got convicted for was holding up that guy in the hotel room for taking his memorabilia.
See, that's the whack shit about having to re-record shit because this is the whack. Now Zeke is gonna act like he knew the word. Zeke, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's just the moment
I was like, wait, should I mispronounce that again?
Recreated.
Yo, so what happened was, I'm gonna tell y'all because I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. Our sound got fucked up. Sound God, you hear me?
Sound God.
The sound guy fucked up, and he turned off the recording.
Sound God.
And we just lost a whole chunk. The point is,
we didn't lose a whole chunk. We lost 2 minutes.
It was a little bit.
It was 5 minutes.
The point is that OJ going back to take back what he thought was his memorabilia. I kind of
paraphernalia.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because it's yo, if somebody steal your shit and you heard so for example, motherfucker stole my MacBook from my book bag. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that
shit.
Now
imagine
Where'd you get that
from you. So imagine that somebody hit me up, right, and somebody was like, "Yo, there's somebody here that's selling your MacBook."
You're gonna press him.
You're gonna want to pull up and be like, "Yo, let me get my shit." You feel me? Now the mistake that he made was that he pulled up with some guns. Yes. And the second mistake that he made was that it wasn't actually his shit, right? So it kind of just all backfired. But the motherfucker that told him it was his shit, I feel like that dude should have been
Was he charged at all? That guy?
I don't know I don't think he was charged at all, but the whole shit is that the whole shit was a setup because that guy.
Wait, is this why OJ went to jail for 9 years?
Yes.
Yeah, this is why he went to jail for 9 years.
Oh, he was kidnapped.
No, they labeled it that because they wanted to get him back for getting away
with murder.
For being not guilty the first time.
Right.
They wanted to get him back for that, so they threw the book at him. They charged him with a whole bunch of shit. And in reality, it felt like a setup because the dude that told OJ that was his shit, that dude placed the camera in that room to record the whole shit.
Oh no, it was a setup.
Of course, bro. So it's to me, it's
That's a monster setup.
How the fuck is that nigga not in trouble? You understand what I mean? He recorded the whole shit because he knew that he was fucking up, and that guy was a memorabilia dealer. So he ended up selling that video and shit like that, profiteering off of that. So he just really set this nigga up to do this shit and then sold the video and
Wait,
shit.
there's a video online of OJ?
I think it's audio, honestly. I don't want to say it's a video. I want to say that it's audio, but there's audio because the whole shit in the documentary, OJ's talking about it and he's like, I came in and I felt like I had to be tough, because he came in cursing up a storm, pressing the dude, wilding out. And he's like, I feel like I just had to be tough.
That sounds just like him. OJ ass nigga. Can you find this clip?
I found the recording.
Can we play some of it, please?
Of the OJ
Yeah, let's
Simpson
get some
robbery.
of that. Let's get some of that. Where's the recording gonna pull up?
It's audio, bro.
Audio? Damn, man. I can't even pull up a little.
I don't let nobody out this or I want you to hang that fucking motherfucker. Think you can steal my shit and sell it? Don't let nobody out here. You motherfucker. You can steal my shit. I just look at this shit. Get over there. You walk over there. Steal my shit. I tried to get back along. Walk your ass. You can steal my shit. Mike took it. I know Mike took it. Search the motherfuckers. I'm going on your side of the program. Look at you. I always thought you were a straight shooter. I'm cool. I am.
I guess. So whatever. So it was a whole kidnapping situation because they went into his hotel room and then they wouldn't let him leave. So he was charged for kidnapping because he wouldn't let the dude leave his own hotel room when he was pressing him.
What did he get convicted of? Do you know?
I don't know, but kidnapping was one of them. But either way, they fucking tossed the book at him, bro.
Yeah, it did
Because
9
you know what I'm
years,
saying?
bro.
Like they had to get him back. So the whole OJ shit is kind of weird to me. It's like it's kind of sad. Like you can't really talk about it too much because a woman really did lose her life and another man really did lose their life. And I think that one of the things that strikes me about it.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but he did get convicted of robbery and kidnapping.
Yeah, he got 9 years for that. So one of the things that really throws me off about it is like, for example, like how did you feel about OJ doing that interview in general?
The confession.
Yeah, the confession shit.
How do I feel about him doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Explain more. What do you mean? How do I feel about him doing it?
So I think that the prevalent thought is that, oh my God, he's a monster. How would you get on TV, write this book, do all these things?
I feel he's desperate, bro. Like he's going through, all like shit. Like you know that saying, what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And like the shit is just, I think it's only gonna get worse for OJ.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worse?
I mean, you know what? Like
Yeah.
I can't call him a monster because I feel like getting a book to be published takes a team of people. There was a lot of motherfuckers saying
There's still I mean, I don't know if there's still a lot of people behind him, and like because he would have people like the day of the times of his trial, like people would they were celebrating him, and hoping that this won't take place, and they celebrated when he was acquitted, and it's just. It was just a big racial thing, man. Yeah. Politics was big on it. Like
he still has people.
No, he does. I feel he does. People still believe in the juice.
Believe in the juice. You believe in the juice?
Do I don't know. I never gave a fuck.
Jay-Z. He's getting $3 to $5 million reportedly for the first televised interview.
Yeah.
Wow. How much?
$3 to $5 million.
Damn.
I honestly hope one day, like before. Wait, hold on. Fuck. We skipped over this whole fucking video we just saw and gather that whole information. Do you think OJ has CTE?
Without a doubt.
So when he dies, they cut his brain open, and he has.
If he allows it.
Oh.
You can't just cut open people's brains. Like I think that they have to.
Consent.
Yeah, they have to like sign something that says that they donate their brain to science.
How about if like because he's a football player, you have to sign something to state like if you die, we have to cut open your brain.
The NFL would never do that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like the NFL, it's not in their best interest to have football players all have their brains diagnosed when they pass, because that would give you a lot of data that later on would say, yo, 98% of fucking football players
has this.
You know what I mean? That makes it a lot harder.
And the doctor like said it like pretty harshly and clearly, like, you know, we were not born to play this sport. Like we weren't made, to play this sport.
Mm-hmm. Even though, like, honestly, like when you really think about it though, and again, when you really think about it, it kind of makes perfect sense that you would get that kind of reaction from consistent brain trauma, because I try to relate things to the past, right? And not like the recent past. I'm talking about like caveman shit. So I'm trying to think like if they were like warrior nations, right? The people that are getting this consistent head trauma are the warriors, right? The people that are going to war and shit like that. So if a result of consistent head trauma is making you more violent, that feels like it would be a crazy benefit for the warrior. Yeah,
because now they're just crazier.
Yeah,
they'll kill you without even blink of an eye.
Right. So it feels like it's a crazy like evolution. Like it's an evolutionary tactic. Like the guy who's getting consistent brain trauma is gonna get more violent over time because that makes it easier to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already violent. You're already kind of nutty. You know what I mean? And those guys are being set up to do that. So when he says like, you know, God didn't make us to play this sport or whatever, and it's not a natural thing, this shit kind of makes perfect sense. Like it's like the more violent you get, the more violent you are, the more violent you get. You know what I mean? And that could be a benefit to the person that's being violent.
Yeah, shout outs to YouTube.
Except until you're not violent anymore. Or not asked to be
until
violent.
until you're not asked to be violent. You know what I mean? But I guess it never got to that point with Warriors then, because a lot of them motherfuckers died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess just got to kill football players.
Damn you, modern medicine.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy though.